How's it going, guys? Winner Kills here. Welcome to round 3 from May 15th's locals. And in this feature match, we have dinos on the right. Kaiju Dino, I believe, versus Cyber Dragons. Pure Cyber Dragon. And going to be a pretty interesting match. We've been having a lot of Cyber Dragons at our locals. So if you guys like seeing the Cyber Dragon coverage on the features, let me know, because I'll try to get them on more often, because for some reason there has been a massive uptick in the amount of Cyber Dragon players at our locals. And I think the one week we had like 4 or 5 Cyber Dragon players the same night. That was pretty crazy. I think we had like 2 mirror matches going on at like one time in one round. It was really just interesting to see. But either way, our Cyber Dragon player getting things started with a Pot of Prosperity. Such a fantastic consistency card. Now, normal summoning the Cyber Dragon Core. Looking to add a copy of the Cybernetic Overflow. Now, activate Machine Duplication, and it's gonna resolve that beautiful ulti. Summoning out the alternate art Secret Rare Cyber Dragons. My goodness, the drip is absolutely real. Of course, going to go into a rank 5. What rank 5 could it possibly other than Cyber Dragon Nova? And linking that Cyber Dragon Core into Almirage. Detaching to bring back Cyber Dragon. And now going to overlay again into yours truly, everyone's favorite, Cyber Dragon Infinity, and linking off the other Cyber Dragon and Almirage into Predaplant Verte Anaconda. So I think we all know what's coming next. And of course, the Anaconda is protected here thanks to Infinity. So we're going to see him pay that glorious 2,000 life points. And go ahead and get access to everybody's favorite fusion monster next to Winda, of course. And that is Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Looks like our Dino player wants to take a look at Overflow. Card that will search off of Core, so he knows what he's working with. Yeah, so Red Eyes Fusion being sent alongside Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And looks like that's a pretty solid end board. Dragoon, Infinity, and Infinity slurping up the Anaconda to not leave any loose ends. You're going to set the Overflow and activate in main phase. Well, still in main phase, obviously. I was going to say main phase too, but activate as a follow-up here. Cyber Repair Plant for a copy of Cyber Dragon Hers. So the hand is kind of stacked for next turn as well. If this board somehow gets broken, which, I mean, Dino's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But if the board gets broken, I will be a little shocked. But this is a Kaiju Dino variant, so it's very likely that he does have a Kaiju in hand to clear one of these threats. I think obviously the more threatening card here is Dragoon, obviously. Because it is a negate, but of course it also has crazy built-in protection. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Could you imagine if Dragoon also said it couldn't be destroyed by battle? Oh my god, I would be questioning why I even play this game currently. You just need non-targeting banishing or a tribute. My goodness. A very crazy card. So, or a non-target send, which of course my boy Dingirsu's got me there. But yeah, so as expected, he does have a Kaiju. And not only does he have a Kaiju, he's also got Dino Wrestler Pankratops, everybody's favorite card. Control player's bane, if you will. And we'll see what he does here. That Infinity, unfortunately, is just 100 attack too high to get over with that Pankratops. Currently sitting at 2,700 because he decided to slurp up that Almirage. Or the Anaconda, rather, not the Almirage. So our Dino player is going to set a monster in a back row. We're going to see an Overflow in what I imagine is probably the end phase. Going to banish Core and Cyber Dragon. It's going to hit a set Call By and a set Petty. Petty's going to attempt to activate. And Infinity's going to negate. And our Dino player not chaining Pankratops here, which is questionable. Yeah, because now here in main phase 1, our Cyber Dragon player is going to attempt to slurp up the Pank, and of course he's going to chain, and he's going to negate. So that was unfortunately a wasted Pankratops. I think that could have been utilized a little bit better there. Once you see him try to burn that negate, why not just chain it and clear that Omni negate and sort of snatch steal, if you will, off the board for next turn. But either way, I things have played out the way they've played out. So hers will be normal summoned. And I imagine that's probably going to get linked off to possibly trigger the graveyard effect, or he might be just going straight into the battle phase here. Infinity is not as strong as it was, but it's still at 23, so not so bad. So he will swing in with everything. I'll drop him down to 2,900. 27 from Gadarla, 23 from the Infinity, and I think 100 from the Hers. Hers doesn't have a lot of attack, but of course, you know, every little bit helps, and he's going to actually just pass there. After normal summoning the Hers, I thought there was going to be a plan with that Hers, but I guess not. Just leaving it on the board. And still has one Omni Negate here with that Infinity. One material. Our Dino player is going to set one, activate Dark Hole. Ooh. And yeah, that of course is going to be negated frame 1 by Infinity. And yeah, if he would have just chained Pankratops to that Infinity that previous turn, that Dark Hole would have resolved there. Possibly destroying what might have been a set baby. But hey, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. And now we're in game 2, and our Cyber Dragon player going first, opening Galaxy Soldier Hers. My goodness, adding Galaxy Soldier Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon players gotta love to see it. But also want to mention another thing you gotta love to see is ImperiumDuelist.com. Check them out, guys, if you haven't. Got a discount code for their site that you guys can use to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process, and that is Winner Kills 10 off. So please do not forget to use that to support the channel. And another way you can support the channel is by shopping on TCG Player. I know, right? Pretty easy. Just by using the affiliate link found in the description of all my videos. You guys shop and check out with that link. A small bit of the revenue from your purchase magically goes right back in the channel and helps out way more than you could imagine. So definitely check that out next time you find yourself on TCG Player looking to make a purchase. So our Cyber Dragon player ending on Hers in the Infinity. And 2 set back row, one of which you could probably assume is maybe an overflow. At least hopefully is an overflow. And who knows what else at this point. But we are going to see a Kaiju, and that's going to clear the only known threat on the board, at least at this point. And on a normal summon of Oviraptor, we're seeing summon limit. That is going to hurt quite a bit. Both summons already being used. And unfortunately, the one summon had to go to the opponent's field. That one's got to hurt quite a bit. But of course, Oviraptor will still resolve. That much you gotta love to see. So we'll see where this will go now that his turn has been sort of cut short, at least in terms of summoning monsters. Summoning monsters is, of course, not the end-all be-all, but pretty important in this situation. He's going to add Pankratops. It's a pretty good card to be able to search out, if you ask me. Because if things come down to it, he could easily get that on board. The next turn... if he were to, I was going to say he could do it now possibly, but, you know, he's already used his 2 summons. He could have, like, crashed the Oviraptor into the Kumungus, but he's just going to clear the Hers. And I believe Hers will get its effect now, actually, since it was, or has hit the grave. But I could be wrong. I don't know the exact wording on the card, and either way, he does have an Ash for it, so... yeah, so that's going to negate the Hers. He's got another one, though. He's got another one. Normal summon Hers, link it for Almirage, or actually link it for the Relinquished Anima. And that placement of Oviraptor going to be punished. Which is funny, because our Dino player I know also plays Anima. Not playing around the Anima. I mean, I can't blame him. I don't do it half the time. The only time I play around Anima is the next game after I just got punished by it. That's when I might remember to not put it in those specific zones. Or the Geonator, those very obscure link monsters that you can play around with your, you know, precise zone placement. But not everybody does it. You know, A, sometimes you can't, and then B, sometimes you just forget, to be totally honest. But now Pankratops is fully able to hit the board, no problem. First summon being a very, very good summon. And just going to use the pop effect immediately. Not even going into the battle phase first. I'm not sure why, but he's just going to pop the set. And unfortunately, it ends up being Cybernetic Overflow, which will net our Cyber Dragon player a search of Cyber Emergency. But also in the process, we've set up a double evolution pill. I mean, it's fine. I get why he wanted to use the Pank then to get the Dino fodder into the graveyard, but also why not like clear the Anima as well in the battle phase? But then again, I guess also now he'll be able to do a little more damage with a UCT. So he'll attack over the Anima for, I think, 17. And then over the Kumungus for 11. So dealing a little bit of damage here, 2,800 in total. Dropping our Cyber Dragon player down to 28 and now having to face down a Book of Eclipse on legs at 3,500. And we're also going to see that Cyber Emergency that we know he added start things off here to go for Core. Now our Cyber Dragon player has to play it slow here, but is not really afraid to play it slow. You just really only needs this normal summon of Core to go through at least the effect at that to be able to search. I would imagine Overflow at this point. Overflow is going to be able to do a good job at outing UCT, especially if he does go into the battle phase and he has something like Misk. Could prove to be a really solid card here just to play the slow control game. I know a lot of control variants of Cyber Dragon have been very popular in the past. You're basically just like kind of normal summoning Core. If you have the Machine Dupe, you have the Machine Dupe, and just setting a bunch of back row. Overflow being one of those back row. And again, just playing that control variant. And if you can contact fuse, take advantage of that as well. Because contact fusing, let's be honest, is a pretty broken mechanic. When it's broken, right? Like when it's broken, it's broken. Just being able to, like, for example, and this is just, might be a very specific example. Like maybe I've experienced this before, as we see an Ash on that double evolution pill. You're playing a deck that ends on a Link 2 in the extra monster zone and ends on Infinity as well, and then your opponent's like, hey, would it be just cool if I just sent those 2 interruptions you had to the grave to make a big purple monster? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Just some scars from playing Photon Galaxy with Infinity in the extra deck. That is a problem that can happen. That's why I don't play Infinity and Photons, because of the huge Cyber Dragon presence at locals. I don't want to lose 2 interruptions, frame 1 to a contact fusion. But as expected, Overflow is going to do an incredible job at controlling the board presence of our Dino player, clearing both Giant Rex and UCT, and he has no follow-up after that, unfortunately. And oh my god, there it is, the top deck of Red Eyes Fusion. Will probably seal the game right here, I imagine. There's Dragoon, actually going to be just shy of game. That's 3,400 damage right there. Ooh, so close yet so far. We know there's Kaijus in the main deck of our Dino player, so here's to hoping that maybe he doesn't have it if you're the Cyber Dragon player. Otherwise, that Dragoon's going to do a very good job here, especially paired with that summon limit that is still around. We'll see what he is able to do here under this situation. 2 cards in hand for our Cyber Dragon player, so definitely we'll have a little room to follow up. And let's see what he's going to do. Taking some time to think, checking the graveyard, checking the banish zone. No Misk there, unfortunately. He's probably thinking, ooh, but there is a Dogaran. Yeah, so he's got the Kaiju. That much you like to see, but there's also quite a bit of damage now on his opponent's side of the field still. But there is interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and that will resolve since there is no Kaiju on his side of the field. I think that might have happened in a previous feature match somebody pointed out, where you can't slumber if you have a Kaiju on your field. And that might look a little confusing because the Kaiju still was technically on his field, but obviously with the new rules, the current rules, I should say, surrounding current world events, cannot put your cards on your opponent's mat, or at least you should not do so. But yeah, so going to summon the Godarla and the Kaiju. Going to summon Godarla and Gameciel and play a Lost World. So he'll still deal the same amount of damage. Still going to be 500 damage, but his Godarla is just 500 attack points weaker now because it's not a Dino. But our Cyber Dragon player is going to normal summon Noxter. That's going to bring back Infinity, and that is going to slurp up the Godarla. Not only opening up the field, but providing material for an Omni Negate, and that is exactly 2 summons, and that's going to be game. So Cyber Dragon's playing under that summon limit perfectly, I gotta say. I don't think I've seen a deck play under summon limit besides Subterror any better than that. That was very, very good. Nice and a bit of control there, if you will. But yeah, able to stand the test of those kaijus, and still able to take that match there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. The next round is going to be a pretty interesting one. It's going to have yours truly in it, playing a deck that I've covered for quite some time on the channel. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, drop a comment, and please subscribe if you haven't already for more videos. And as always, guys, Winner Kills signing out. We'll see you in the next one. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to all of the YouTube members supporting this channel, especially our Divine level channel member going above and beyond to support, and that is Cadillacs84. Thank you, man, so much for your continued and extremely generous support of the channel.